What is up, entrepreneurs? Welcome to the Video Simplified podcast with me, your host, Diana Gladney. And this podcast is dedicated to you, you busy entrepreneur, helping you simplify and create better videos for your business and just really create a deeper connection with your audience using video. So if that's something up your alley, let's jump right into today's message. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Video Simplified podcast with me, your hostess with the mostess, Diana Gladney. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about what is content marketing. And so for a lot of people, that either can be a turn on or it can be a turn off depending on how you look at things. But one of the most important things to consider is that content marketing says one thing: deliver value first. And again, that could be a turn on for some because it's like, yeah, I'm giving. It feels great. I'm providing value to people. I'm sharing what I have. And for other people where that could be a potential turn off is because they may be having the pain point and the question of, like just the whole frustration and concern, like I'm giving away my best stuff first and I don't even know if they're going to buy from me. How do I know this is going to work? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to get into the how do I know this is going to work area of that really in this one here. But I do want to talk about what's the purpose of content marketing, specifically video content marketing. So again, content marketing says to give value first. Show, share, and give them the experience first and give them a win first. Give that value first because it's all about them first. And so if you can understand that when it comes to video content marketing, you can begin to win and just go miles and miles above your competition if you can let go of the thought that I'm giving away my best stuff and it's not going to yield a return. Okay, so I'm going to tell you why. But I'm going to start with a story. One of the things is that being the youngest of 6 meant that in my household of my family, there are 8 of us. It's a wonderful math quiz there. So in a family of 8, you're looking at a lot of food. So, of course, one of the biggest things that's going to happen is grocery shopping. When I was growing up, my dad would offer to everybody who wants to go to the grocery store and then who wants to go to the hardware store. Everybody wants to go to the hardware store because it's like all the lights and the ceiling fans and all the wonderful things. Like, I don't know, it was like an exhibit for us. Who knows why we got a kick out of that. But when it came to going to the grocery store, nobody ever wanted to go. And it most of the time be like a Saturday morning, like early in this night or whatever, or something like that. And it's just like nobody wants to go. So I always made it my business to make sure that I volunteer to go grocery shopping with my dad. And the reason for that is because he or she who is at the grocery store gets to dictate what cereal comes home. Because it doesn't matter what offers are being made, what suggestions were being given when it came to the purchasing. Because here's the one thing that nobody paid attention to. And I'm not even thinking like this is a particular strategy or whatever. I just knew that it worked. So I didn't have the right wording or phrasing for it or none of that. But this is how I thought as a kid. I was super nerdy. Okay, everybody's giving their suggestions of what they want. But he or she that's going to the store has more input because they're giving the value and the question and the reason why, and they're posing all of these things in real time. So, for example, you may have corn puffs, you may have Honey Nut Cheerios, Frosted Flakes, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, hashtag all the sugar cereals in the world, right? But when it came time to, and all of these may be options, a Raisin Bran Crunch as well. So all of these can be options of what people wanted, but my dad is not buying every single thing of what everybody wanted. We're going to get a couple boxes of a couple brands. We're not going to have just one box of this, one box of that. No, it's got to be at least 2 or 3 boxes of one type, maybe one kind of real specialty cereal or whatever. And then it would be a 2 or 3 boxes of some other kind of cereal as well. But we're only getting a couple brands. We're not getting like 6, 7, 8 different brands of cereal, because what that would mean is that it's getting stale. Nobody's eating it. It's too many variations. And then it's just a waste of money. So my dad was huge on that. And understanding how my dad thought through his process of what cereals are going to be bought. And yes, I did think this intentionally as a kid about the cereal, because when I would go to the store, I recognized that my dad, especially him at the time teaching me about pricing and the value of how much this one has versus an off-brand versus a store-bought brand, and the quantities that's in there versus the price. And it's just like, well, this one's 20% more, so it makes more sense to do that. So like my dad's teaching me that stuff about how to grocery shop, but I'm also looking at the fact that nobody else is there to look at the prices of the cereal. So instantly, a cereal that's priced higher for whatever reason, and it doesn't have to be much, but 10 or 15 cents is enough to make somebody change their mind in the store. So it doesn't matter who made the suggestion because the price just X that out, which means I can give more of an input into why my cereal should be selected. And I hate it to get cereals at home that I didn't like, because that means I'm not really eating cereal. I'm eating a cereal that sucks. And so Frosted Flakes was on that list. And so my dad has his favorite cereal too. And so I'm like, well, Daddy, it's your money. You should get what you want. And then, it's like, well, I want this one, or I could get my own box of cereal, which again, we're getting 2 or 3 boxes of a bulk, type of thing. So we're getting Frosted Flakes. We're getting a lot of Frosted Flakes. If we're getting Honey Nut Cheerios, we're getting a lot of Honey Nut Cheerios. And it will rotate from purchase to purchase at different times we need to shop at the grocery store. So it may not be these couple weeks that you're getting your favorite cereal, but maybe in the next couple weeks. And so I like the cereal that nobody else really liked, which I come to love from my grandmother. And that was granola cereal. And it was like the honey bunches of oats, but just the bunches part. And that's how I thought about it. And so we're talking about content marketing. I haven't lost my train of thought. So I'm getting to a point, I assure you. So when it would come time to get like what's going to be like the specialty cereal or the, who's going to get what. Okay, well, I know I need to appease the masses. Let's get not honey bunches of oats, because that cereal sucked. But let's get Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because not only does Mom like it, so checkpoint there, but the majority of the kids at the house, I'm the youngest, but I'm saying kids, love the cereal as well. So I can put that out there because like, oh yeah. So again, that's my dad. His wife loves that cereal. That one goes. Honey Nut Cheerios goes. This now wherever goes. We can get one other box. What we're getting, my favorite cereal. You know why? Because I'm there to make the biggest input, provide the most value and the reasons why, and I'm going to actually eat this cereal. And furthermore, I can take this cereal to my grandma's house, which she loves it as well, and we can share also, so it will not go to waste. I was able to give immediate value in real time at the purchasing decision because I was there and I was present. So when we got back home, everybody else is pissed because you let the littlest person in the house pick the cereal, but she was the smartest one. And then eventually people would start to come or whatever. And now it's competition, but it's only between the people that are there. So how is this story even relevant to video content marketing? It's relevant because it's the exact same thing. Somebody has the purchasing power and they're making decisions, and they have all of these people that could be who all their email list is on and this, that, or whatever. So everybody's kind of staying top of mind. You got all these different suggestions on top of the rest of the things that you need to be getting, buying, purchasing, or whatever, or problems or questions that you need answered on your list of things to do, like a shopping list, right? So now you're at the point you need to make a purchasing decision. All of this stuff looks good. All the branding can look good. All the colors can look good. All the characters can be in a line. Like all this stuff, it's all on the same shelf. They're all fairly reasonably priced. Some may be a little bit more than others, and some may cost a little bit more than others. You have some that, is by a bigger brand, and then some that may be by a quote unquote off brand or smaller company or entrepreneur or whatever. So which one do you buy and which one do you get? And the person that is showing up the most, that is there in real time, I have facial expressions, I have voice inflections, I have reasoning, I have my experience, I have conversation, I have community, I have all this stuff that I'm able to do, little old me, with picking out the cereal because I'm there and because I'm present. So everybody else's stuff fade away. Those emails don't matter. Whatever they said before we left the house doesn't matter, because you know why? He don't even remember it. We've looked at meat prices. We've looked at, vegetable prices. We looked at all this stuff. Now we're at like one of the least important things on the thing, but something that still needs to be bought, being the cereal. And whose opinion matters most? The person that is present. And you got all of those different factors other than just a memory of what somebody said. And that's kind of how it works in regular marketing as well. You'll see infomercials. Again, you're signed up on a bunch of people's email lists. You have all the checklists, all the downloads, all the whatevers. And again, video content marketing says value to that person first. So not only could I pick a cereal that was super stupid cheap, that even if you bought the extra of the cereal, I still could get mine. And that still would piss my siblings off because I got my own box of cereal when nobody else could. So like this example is a legit, I use this constantly, not just to quote unquote get my way, because it made sense, not even knowing anything about marketing, but it makes sense. So when you have content that you're doing, that you're giving, that you're providing value to and for the person that's on the other end, you need to be doing and thinking the exact same way, not to the benefit of you, but to give value to them first. The value in that example would be to my dad to save money for the family, make sure that no cereal or no food is going to waste, which also would be a result of wasting money, but to also satisfy my needs as well by satisfying his needs first. Content and video content marketing leads with value to them first, never to you first. It's always to them first. And if you can get that and just really swallow that whole, you can provide a lot of value, go over and above and beyond, even if whatever that person is offering is better. You can essentially take hold of that person's purchasing power because you are leading with and delivering the value first. Now, to the person that says, well, what about that's giving away my best things? And that's a concern that a lot of people legit have. But when you look at it and you say, what is this value that's going to bring to that person? It's the same thing. If we stick with like grocery store examples, it's the same thing. On that Saturday, another reason why I love to go is because there was always like those taster stations that would be just scattered throughout the grocery store. And you got the opportunity to try different things. So something that may not even be on the list is something that we can buy for the same reasons that I could get the cereal that I wanted, that nobody else wanted and nobody else was going to eat. So it further solved, my problem, like with the cereal that I like, or out of the options that are available, the one I'm leaning to more eventually gets eaten up because it's everybody else is eating the same thing. Whereas nobody's touching granola cereal because hardly nobody else likes it. It's just something that I liked and developed a taste for, and honestly love even still to this day, because me and my grandma would eat it. So now I know for a fact, every time I go for this cereal, it's going to be there. So the same thing with these tasters. Nobody else is there, so you didn't even know that this was an option. You weren't present, you weren't available, or you didn't want to come and do the extra work. So you don't get to say, hey, can we get that barbecue sauce that nobody else has tried, nobody else has experienced, but you can because you're there. So when everybody else is just saying, try my thing, because this random person whose picture and name that I don't even know is a real person or picture or name that gave this saying or quote or whatever, and all the best marketing infomercial strategies out there, they did hashtag all the things, but you were actually there and you were present and you gave value first. So when you give those tasters, for example, you gave them a quick win. You gave them a taste. You gave them a taste of what's more to come, versus the person that's saying and just, they give you no wins, nothing that you can go and apply right now and have a win with. They are just saying that, trust me, it works because these other people that you don't even know are real had wins and successes as well. That only really, is more effective. Like when you see like weight loss transitions, you don't know what the heck is going into all of that stuff. And even still working with fitness coaches myself right now, like it's just like there are some things, if you reduce your caloric intake or how many calories you're eating and consuming and stuff like that, yeah, your body's taking a deficit. You're consuming less than what you're actually putting out, which is more or less common knowledge. Then it's like, of course, your body's going to burn fat, or you'd have a quick weight loss drop, but it doesn't tell you what's all going to happen 60, 90, 120 days, a year later, and what damage that may could do to your body, or you're actually damaging your metabolism and cause more frustrations than what it's worth. But they're not going to tell you that in infomercials. It's only a few seconds, right? Okay, well, if you're giving value first, then everybody else kind of forgets about that and they don't care. So when you are the person that's giving them food first, I didn't give you a full buffet and say, eat as much as you want, and I hope that you come back and buy things. But I did curb your appetite a little bit. Here's a sample. Here's a win. Here's something that you can use right now that I can deliver to you that will provide value to you, give you some results so that you don't have to trust me, an unknown person that you don't know. You can trust the results that you got that I helped to produce for you. That's the difference. So when you're looking at video content marketing and delivering value first, it doesn't matter that you're giving away, quote unquote, your best stuff, because you still have to give, especially like with coaching clients. Like I give a ton of free information away, from this podcast to my YouTube videos to my email list to just hashtag all the things in between, even on Instagram, and creating different slide decks and all of that for that. And just posting additional content there. Like, it's a ton of free content. But I'm not the only person either. But at the same time, one is just like, you have to think about the fact there are some people that are only going to buy from you, that are only going to resonate with you, that are only really going to connect with you. So if you don't show up, they can't connect with you, and this whole thing can't happen. But when you are present and you do show up and you are providing value first, they can get to know you, like you, and trust you. You become an authority in that space, whatever it is that you're talking about. And furthermore, you are providing value first, and you put them and their needs and their pain points first. That's key. So when we talk about, this whole giving it all away, you still, with whatever course content or whatever it is that you're developing or selling with product, service, or otherwise, it still will have to be specific to that person. And that's why I still get coaching clients off the free information. No serious funnels, like that put in it to honestly, for is, the other stuff is just setting a base for what's to come next. So no for real funnels, behind it, but a ton of coaching clients, a ton of people on the email list, just like a ton of activity and things happening as a result because of video content marketing. And you will still get clients and customers because they want something that's specific to them. They don't want the general stuff anymore. I can't give you a specific example for, like I was just talking before about food and fitness and stuff like that. I can't give you examples for that unless I know the specifics to your business and your needs, or I can just give general stuff. But I can't give something specific for what you're doing. Lest it be on a live stream, but I've talked about the power of live stream, and that's another thing why. But unless, and even when you do give examples, it's not direct. There are specific concerns. And again, the fact that you curbed the appetite, you gave results in advance. You gave them a win in advance. It'll put you miles and miles away ahead of anybody else that's just saying, trust me, even though you don't know me. Whereas you can trust the results that I gave you because I gave them to you in advance of that stuff being developed. And it helped to elevate that know, like, and trust factor even more than anything else really could. So I hope you got value out of that episode. I hope you are just a little bit more comfortable with content-based marketing, because it is about value first, and it is about putting them first. And the more you can begin to put other people first, the viewer, the subscriber, the ideal customer, client, or whatever, the more you can put them first, the more that you can begin to see really great transitions happening in your business, and really see it start to scale as a result of your video content marketing efforts. And so with that, my friends, live with passion. I will see you guys in the next episode of the Video Simplified podcast. Take care. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you enjoyed the content that you heard. And if you did, make sure you leave a rating or review in your favorite podcast player. And I do read and check all of those, so it'd be greatly appreciated. But more than that, leave a message. Go to anchor.fm/Diana Gladney and let me know your thoughts. If you want it published, we can do that. If not, I'll listen to it and just hold it close and near and dear to my heart. But otherwise, guys, make sure you subscribe to Entre Women TV if you want more video tips and things like such as. But otherwise, guys, I will see you on the next episode on the Video Simplified podcast. Take care, and as always, live with passion.